సార్ ఇంకా జాయిన్ అవ్వలేదు చేస్తాను.
అది జాయిన్ అవ్వలేదా? జాయిన్ అయ్యానని చెప్పారండి నాతోని. లేదా?
మేడం అన్మ్యూట్ చేసుకోండి.
జాయిన్ అయ్యారు మేడం, జాయిన్ అయ్యారండి మేడం, జాయిన్ అయ్యారు.
Dear participants, sorry for the inconvenience. The online webinars are sometimes because of the small hiccups are there. Please try to understand. I invite Professor Viray sir to continue his lecture.
Okay, madam.
Over to you, sir.
Okay, madam. Is it audible?
Sorry, sir, for the inconvenience.
No issue, madam. Am I audible?
Sir, you are audible, sir.
స్క్రీన్ షేర్ అవుతుంది సార్, మీరు పీపీటీ ఓపెన్ చేయండి. వాట్సాప్ స్క్రీన్ షేర్ అవుతుంది.
Hey.
డెస్క్టాప్ షేర్ అవుతుంది సార్.
సార్
మీరు జూమ్ సైన్ ఇన్ ఉన్నారు సార్, నో ప్రాబ్లం. మీరు పీపీటీ ఓపెన్ చేయండి. ఓకే సార్. వరల్డ్ వైడ్ అబౌట్ 200 million people. Yes sir, yes sir, visible.
సార్ వినిపిస్తుంది సార్.
Okay.
కొంచెం మైక్ దగ్గర పెట్టుకోండి సార్, వాయిస్ లౌడ్గా ఉంటుంది.
Okay, madam.
ఓకే సార్.
So, fishery sector of the country contributes about 1.1% to the overall GDP and 5.23% to the agriculture GVA, right? So, in this precarious situation, an attempt was made to examine the potential impact of COVID-19 pandemic on the fishery sector in India and various mitigation measures to ameliorate the coronavirus start. Fishery sector in India is a flourishing sector with varied resources and potential. Aquaculture in India plays an important economic role, and being as the second largest country in aquaculture production, the share of inland fishery and aquaculture has gone up from 46% in the 1980s to over 85% in recent years in total fish production. The full range of activities that are required to deliver fish and fish products from fisheries and aquaculture production to final consumers are.
సార్ మీ వాయిస్ క్లియర్గా లేదని చాట్ బాక్స్లో పెడుతున్నారు పార్టిసిపెంట్స్.
Audible, ma'am? Hello?
Sir.
Is it audible?
It is audible now, sir. Yeah.
So the fishery sector contributed about 1.75 lakh crore to gross value added in 2017-18. Marine products are the most important agricultural commodity exported, accounting for close to $6.7 billion, growing more than 10% per year. So world fish industry As the impact of and responses to the COVID-19 pandemic in aquatic food systems related to food and nutrition security, poverty, and development also. Because the COVID-19 pandemic and subsequent lockdowns are creating health and economic crisis, leading to an increased incidence of poverty and looming food crisis. The food system has been seriously disrupted, with impacts occurring at multiple levels and across supply chain. For hundreds of millions of people, aquatic foods are an integral part of their livelihood, food and nutrition, security, and culture. Part of these population are women, migrant workers, and a large informal sector that may not see direct aid from government or financial institutions. World Fish and partners are identifying vulnerabilities within aquatic food system and opportunities for government, international bodies, industry, small scale sectors, and civil society to respond, adapt, and build resilience. The lockdown on account of the coronavirus disease 2019 adversely impacted the food production sector, including agriculture globally. Unfortunately, it coincided with the major shrimp farming season in India, which contributes 60% of the national annual shrimp production, and the impact was substantial as it was commented in that period. The aquaculture production sector is extremely diverse, both freshwater and marine, but it nevertheless relies heavily on labor, inputs, financing, and markets, which have been and will continue to be impacted during and after COVID-19 pandemic. Fishery value chains are experiencing greater demand from consumers, coupled with a declining trend in the sustainability of some fish stocks. The increase of activities that are required to deliver fish and fish products from fisheries and aquaculture production to final consumers are complex, and the technologies employed to manage these value chains vary from artisanal to highly industrial. The activities in a in the capture supply chain are fishing, aquaculture production, processing, transport of inputs, distribution, wholesale and retail marketing. All these are the key activities in the fisheries and aquaculture sector. Each of these activities are of equal importance to the success of the supply chain. Each stage of the chain is susceptible to being the supply and being disrupted or stopped by impacts arising from COVID-19 and related measures that were taken by the government or governments of the world. If one of these buyers sellers link is ruptured or disrupted by the disease or containment measures, the outcome will be a cascading chain of disruptions that will affect livelihoods and food security when there is disconnection of links between the producers and the consumers due to the measures of the COVID-19, then the total sector will be affected. Household experiencing financial distress may slow down the spending towards the nutritious food like fish. The reduction of the household demand, also influenced by containment measures, affects production, processing, distribution, and causes disruption in international and domestic supply chain. So it was said it is intercontinental business, the different agriculture sectors of the international link of multinational link with business, and any disruption in a particular country will affect the total. Furthermore, Madam. Hello. Is it audible now, madam? Is it audible?
Sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. Furthermore, reducing domestic demand and widespread containment measures affect both a nation imports and reduces foreign income, with significant consequences on a sector highly dependent on international trade. Finally, financial distress in the business can lead to a reduction in wages, working hours, or labor layoff, which may lead to the declining of the living conditions of the worker. As the financial sector is in difficulty, it has fewer resources to sustain the economic losses incurred. In addition, many insurers do not cover business interruptions due to events such as the COVID-19 disease. So the coronavirus disease 2019, COVID-19 started as a locally circulating infection on March 11, 2020, who characterized the COVID-19 outbreak as a pandemic with a growing number of cases reported outside of China, from Eastern Asia to Europe and North America. In the first half of 2020, the pandemic entered all regions of the world, some worse than others, including many major fish producing and or fish consuming countries and global suppliers of fish. While fishing and aquaculture and the distribution of their produce are considered an essential activity in most countries, the measures adopted to contain the spread of the infection causing significant direct and indirect challenge to the sector, as explained. So chapter 6%. Madam, can I take half an hour more or 20 minutes more?
Sir, you have another 15 minutes to.
15 minutes.
Okay.
So I will skip the
Screen share outlet, sir.
screen share of it.
అవును అవుతుంది అవుతుంది ఓకే సార్
Okay,
అవుతుంది సార్
so now I am presenting post-harvest market and the trade, the effect of COVID-19 on post-harvest market and trade. The wild and farmed aquatic food sector, along with the majority of industries, having to deal with an uncertain demand outlook as well as an array of supply challenges. With the effective shutdown of the restaurant industry, in many places, food service demand has reduced sustainably, while the retail sales have been marked by extreme volatility. For example, sales of fresh fish in France, Italy, and Spain declined by 30%. In addition, many seafood trade events around the world have been cancelled, leading to lost transactions between major buyers and sellers who depend on these regional events. The first fish portion is affected by worker health and resulting workers' health and resulting staff shortages due to COVID-19 illness and required quarantine of staff. Fish processing factories in many countries have closed due to COVID-19 to workers. Processing operations may also be disrupted due to worker demand for better health and safety conditions. This reduces processing capacity and output. Furthermore, the low demand for fish leads to production reduction and a need for processors to increase storage capacity to cope with incoming raw material and finished products. So proactive processors have reacted by putting stringent controls in place, including the physical distancing of workers and temperature checks. So demand for packaged, canned, and frozen products has spiked as households look to stock up on non-perishable food. So when the fish is the perishable food, it cannot be stored for a longer period. Other food resources are being preferred by the public. At the same time, online distributors are reporting increased interest as housebound consumers explore retail alternatives, example, private box scheme. Overall, however, demand has sharply reduced and prices have fallen for many species, particularly those that are targeted at the food service industry. Changes in demand are also affecting storage of fish and seafood, which is a high value perishable food product resulting in increased food loss and waste. However, at consumer level, in some regions, there is evidence to suggest waste is reduced as consumers are tending to shop smarter and also to freeze the products rather than to sell it. In aquaculture production, overloaded storage facilities are common due to delayed production cycles associated with broken supply chain and uncertain demand. So transportation by road or sea must contain with closed or restricted waters and the customs fees and helps to construction delays, while the large scale cancellation of flights has directly affected ranging from high and free and fresh products that are transported by air. So all these aspects have increased transport costs despite the falling global demand for air transport. The cost of air shipment has risen significantly. So many wholesale and retail fish markets, particularly less developed countries, are often congested and crowded, providing infection risks to traders as well as consumers. In some countries, retail markets have become highly regulated to secure physical distancing and other sanitary rules, which directly refrain consumers from accessing the market and thus reduce income for fish traders and fishers. So in more developed countries, retailers have adapted more delivery and commerce services to address infection risks, whereas the underdeveloped countries or developing countries are not having such a facility. The outlook for the global fisheries and aquaculture sectors continue to be dominated by the wide range implications of the COVID-19 pandemic and the new market landscape. Fish supply, consumption, and trade revenues are all expected to decline this year due to the impact of containment restrictions on demand, logistics, prices, labor, business planning. So global aquaculture production is now expected to fall for the first time in many years by some 1.3%. So global catches from wild fisheries are also expected to decline slightly as overall there is a reduced fishing efforts due to COVID-19 related transactions on fishing vessels closed and poor market conditions. Market effects of the pandemic have brought about several far-reaching changes. Many of these are likely to persist in the long term. Aggregate prices of for 2020, as measured by the fixed price index, were down year on year for most traded species. The importance of retail sales has significantly increased as the extent of food services as the hospitality sector has remained subdued. Consumers who are trying to limit frequent visits to grocery stores and are concerned about future lockdowns have shifted their seafood preferences towards preserved and prepared products while demand for fresh fish has waned. So this is the main reason for the reduction in the consumption of fish. The necessity of home cooking is a new focus for marketing campaigns and online distributors, while product innovation centered on convenience are proliferated. The economic downturn and the rising unemployment are affecting household income, with demand for luxury products such as lobster weakening. At the same time, sales of canned tuna, sardines, and mackerel have seen a boost a boost. The outlook for the fourth quarter was uncertain with the strong tendency towards risk aversion on the part of businesses and consumer side. So I'm sitting. So vulnerable groups, working conditions, health and safety, and gender. So disease outbreak disproportionately affect vulnerable and marginalized people. So whatever the disease that mainly goes to effect on marginalized people, women, girls, children, youth, the elderly persons with disabilities, indigenous populations, refugees, migrants, displaced people, and minorities are at greater risk of suffering the adverse effects of this epidemic around the world. Around the world, communication and community enlargement working group up to 2020. The secondly is particularly in countries with weak health and the sanitation infrastructure are more vulnerable to this disease. Access constraints to healthcare coupled with gender inequality make public care responses immediately more complex. Gender inequality, especially in fisheries and agriculture, where women represent half of the workforce, when both the primary and secondary seafood sectors are considered, but are often assigned the most unstable and poorly or unpaid position. Now, this is the pandemic situation. They are particularly at risk to job loss, especially for those informally engaged and female migrant workers in the seafood processing factories. They are thus very unlikely to be eligible for access to personal protection benefits offered by some governments to handle the COVID-19 outbreak. Women are traditionally and predominantly involved in post harvest sectors. They are the reduction of fishing and fish farming activities affects women's livelihood and income due to shortage of fish available for processing and trade. So food security and nutrition. Many processing and transport business have reduced, stalled, or completely shut down operations due to lockdown measures, potentially contributing to food insecurity and increasing malnutrition. Many developing countries and small island developing states are reliant on fish for animal protein and essential micronutrients, especially in rural settings. communities that are already considered vulnerable before the COVID-19 crisis began. Of the 34 countries where 6 contribute more than one-third of total annual protein supply, 18 are low-income food deficit countries and 5 are small island developing states where fish survives to then go to healthy diet. In addition, fish supplies important vitamins and minerals in bioavailable form for the human body and has an enhancing factor on absorption of minerals in predominantly plant-based diets that are typical in many developing countries. This is also an important source of fatty acids such as glycosylsaturatic acid and glycosylhydronic acid, which evidence showing consumption of fish linked to positive outcomes for the cardiovascular system. It is therefore important that countries most dependent on fish for their food security do not run short of fish supply. The virus may spread rapidly among all the crew of a vessel, and medical assistance is not always readily available. When trying to enter a port, crew who are not from the port state may not be allowed to enter the country. Fishing and fish farming communities are often located far away from main cities, and the medical facilities are often not of high standards compared to those in the cities. Transport to the cities during COVID-19 outbreak may be restricted to reduce the spread of the virus, and consequently the access of pressure folk and damage to good quality health care medicines and drugs may be limited. Finally, the wide informality in the sector constitutes an added barrier for sectors and fish farmers to access protection from labor market forces and contributory social protection mechanisms. This might exacerbate the secondary effects of COVID-19, including poverty and hunger. So, what are the future possible pathways? There is prolonged uncertainty regarding the ability to transport goods and difficulty in logistics due to the measures to contain the spread of the virus, proximity to markets and investments in domestic or nearby supply chain helps to prevent food shortage and loss of livelihood. Producing fish domestically may also seem more attractive, while increased online retailing has been developed at a dramatic rate, especially in Asian markets and North America. The long-term trend towards e-commerce in household purchase of fish producers may evolve in future. In the return to business as usual scenario, the public and private sectors will want to re-establish supply chains and access to markets which may have been disrupted during lockdown. Yet they may also want to reduce the cost from possible future occurrences of similar outbreaks by correcting the vulnerability in the supply chain. So there is a hope for further spread of this infection, as now we are in the second phase, and there are certain news are spreading about the third wave which is going to arrive in a few weeks. In this situation, this could involve diversifying suppliers, processors to have more supply chain control and focusing on local or regional suppliers only. The tourism sector, restaurants and hotels have been hardest hit by the lockdown, and there is already evidence that they will not reopen after the pandemic also.
Sir.
So I'm concluding, madam. I'm
Yes,
going
sir.
to conclude. Individual conclusion. Apart from that, fishing activities are now allowed in the lockdown period. The Central Indian Fisheries Research Institute has also issued an advisory for its settlement regarding control of spread of COVID-19 by performing various duties related to fisheries. It includes maintaining social distance, wearing masks, washing hands regularly. In spite of several measures proposed by Food and Agriculture Organization to support the supply chain, it is very difficult to calculate the time period which would be required to revive the fishery industry not only in India but also worldwide, as the duration and the severity of the pandemic is unknown. The fishing and the aquaculture industry is adapting to COVID-19 containment and other measures by building capacity facilities, providing direct supply to restaurants and pubs where possible or freezing fish products. Transport considerations, restaurants and retail outlets due to the lockdown measures had negative impact on the demand and supply of fish and the fish products, leading to massive loss in the fish farming and invariably affecting the unity of the nation. The government should consider some alternative means to reduce the ban period, particularly for this year, or special financial assistance may be provided to the fishing community. Fisheries play a vital role in boosting the economy of our country. The COVID-19 situation has developed the seafood trade, which has serious implications on the economy and employment. So, can I conclude, madam? Madam? Hello?
Sir, I'm here, sir. Sir.
So, I'm
Sir.
closing the session.
Thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful lecture and especially being on time. Thank you very much, sir. And really, sir, you have given the complete picture of the aquaculture. And you also have given us about, enlightened us about the actions taken by the government and also how to how the women is playing a major role in this sector, and you have given us you have briefed us about the book guidelines that is released by the advisory or that is given for the fishermen how to perform the aquaculture without causing performing without spread of this COVID, the precautions you have said. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much, and sorry for the inconvenience because of the online little bit inconvenience. Sorry. Thank you very much, sir, for a wonderful session. Thank you so much, sir. Dr. Murli Mohan sir has already introduced our next speaker, Professor P. Haribabu sir, and due to some internet problems, sir was unable to connect. So now I cordially invite Professor P. Haribabu sir to deliver his lecture to the participants. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, madam. Good morning, everyone. Am I audible? Hello, everyone. Am I audible, madam?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. And
Yes.
it is nice to be here in this context on this platform of seminar. And I congratulate all the organizers, starting from Nannaya University, Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, and organizers, registrar, sir, and our Madam Nirmala, Vijay Nirmala, madam, and the keynote speaker, my good friend Dr. Ram Mohan Rao Garu. I am unable to listen to him, and he is a good, valuable person in terms of information and connectivity between the people and institutions. Dr. Ram Mohan Rao Garu, I missed you to follow you, and other speakers, and Dr. Veeraya. Yes, and sorry for the inconvenience for missing my slot. Coming back to the subject, and madam, who are the listeners? Mostly our students.
Sir, participants include faculty, students.
Okay. And
faculty
okay,
are
right.
also there, sir.
Okay, let me address particularly our students, madam, because they are the potential industry our faculty members going to be. So, my dear friends, once again, with the interest of the students, please listen and follow this slide. And you may be representing any university, Adikavi Nannaya, whatever degree you may be acquiring, but there is a lot of scope. The industry demands are more, and we are going to see more employment opportunities, not only in the government sector, but also in the private sector also. So we may be involved for various reasons, teaching, or we may be doing research, but definitely our research should go to the farmers, that is in the form of extension. So there are job seekers. So without entrepreneurs, job seekers cannot get jobs. So some of you may become entrepreneurs, some of you may become job seekers, some of you may become job givers also. So like Deepak Nextgen, one of the directors, he was employee in Waterbase Limited and he became now director and he's giving jobs. So it is not a big issue. One can become anything in this world, and Satyanadala has proved from Anantapur to or Hyderabad to ultimately to lead this Bill Gates. Replacing Bill Gates is not a small issue, but if one desires. Next slide, ma'am. Next slide. Because there is a food demand, the growing role of fish in feeding the world, that too with the valuable protein, and is very remarkable, and nobody can dispute this food potentiality or nutritional security role to be played by aquacultural blue revolution in the days to come is immense. So believe in our potentiality. Let us be active players in this field to support the human hungry or the human nutritional needs through this valuable blue revolution or the untapped potential of water resources. Next slide. So definitely India is the leading player in the world fish production. And as you are seeing it after China, sometimes we may be crossing Indonesia, sometimes we are followed by China. India is playing a key role in the supplying the blue revolution, food production from blue revolution, that too from aquaculture. It has great potential and it has great role to play also. Government of India through Prime Minister's Matsya Sampada Yojana has allocated nearly 20,000 crores of rupees for supporting all these activities. So my dear friends, you need not worry about your job. You need not worry about your agriculture land. You may be a farmer also. So today you may be agriculture farmer. Tomorrow you can convert, if the need is there, you can convert your agriculture land into aquaculture, or without converting agriculture land also. As students, you may be now today, but tomorrow you may be your food producing farmers or aqua entrepreneurs. Without using agriculture land also, you can produce in recirculating aquaculture system. So try to understand the potentiality. Next slide, please. So there is a nutritional food security is in demand. Second green revolution also may not be sufficient to provide food for the hungry people, or not only hungry, for nutritional balancing required protein or oil seeds or fiber or millets, whatever it is. So blue revolution is going to supplement second green revolution for the nutritional security. Government of India has taken this considerable importance in blue revolution. So why we are the blue revolution has to play national food security, because you're all familiar with captive fisheries is coming down. Fishing ban also sometimes stops the production. We are doing sea ranching nowadays at Rajahmundry or Krishna River. Some people are department people are releasing the seed so that our fishermen can have good catch by. That is what is called as ranching. Supplementing natural resources with hatchery seed is called as ranching, whether it is sea ranching or river ranching. So we are doing ranching. These are all some of the issues which you have to keep in mind. Culture fisheries is going to play. That is, culture fisheries is nothing but aquaculture. Next slide, please. So again, once again, to make you understand the importance of Andhra Pradesh before going to the present day topic of impact of COVID and Kolleru like fisheries, let me explain to you the significance of Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh state is leading in India for the past 30 years, not only 1 year, 2 years, 30 years. No other state is able to cross the competency or entrepreneurial attitude of farmers. We should feel proud of our entrepreneurial attitude of farmers, not only farmers, hatchery people, processing exporters or seed suppliers, whoever it is. They're very innovative. They're making all our dreams come true, and they're making aquaculture in Andhra Pradesh a very remarkable contribution to the GDP of not only state or country also. So, dear friends, especially younger students, try to understand where Andhra Pradesh stands, and next West Bengal, followed by this is the first top 5 states only. So many other states are also coming up. You may be hearing next the importance of inland fisheries the role played in inland fisheries role played in Assam areas, Northeast areas, so that you may be hearing from the next lecture. But whatever it is, no other state in another 5 to 10 years can replace the significance of Andhra Pradesh in terms of volume of production, let it be freshwater fish or shrimp. Next slide. Yeah, coming to the topic, pandemic, the name we don't know, pandemic till today very clearly. We were using the term pandemic before while explaining to the students, but we were also ignorant of the importance or impact of pandemic. Today with this SARS virus, this COVID virus, everybody has become, whether it is educated, uneducated, the word pandemic became very important in our day-to-day lives. And coming to this, one of the slides, the technology is so developing this by informatics, artificial intelligence is making everything is possible. So just by showing this in the days to come, Android phones, we can estimate whether the COVID virus is there in a particular sample or not. So diagnosis is going to become very fast. And but unfortunately, on the other side, day-to-day workers, if they work for that day, then only they can eat 3 meals a day or at least 1 meal a day. So they are deprived of their employment opportunities due to this lockdown. And the bottom slide shows the fishermen are also not allowed, or they are unable to go to the sea for their natural catch. These are hungry side. These are impact of the COVID on the people's plight for their livelihood activities. And that is one aspect. Next slide, please. Yeah, many people ignorant of what is lockdown, we don't know, but when it is hungry, we want to go out, or when our relatives are suffering from infection, we want to go out, but sometimes police don't wait for our reasons. They have to take care, otherwise we go, the land order cannot be maintained. Unfortunate things, this may be okay, but sometimes people have lost their life. So my dear friends, whoever is listening to this lecture, we are fortunate enough by the grace of God for surviving in the first COVID wave, second wave, and let us be survived in third wave also. And all are lucky only. So with that life in our hands, let us contribute to the human sustainability of human health, and also for aquaculture sustainability in a more meaningful way. For that only, I want to try to complete within next 10 slides. What is my objective of this explanation? Next slide, please. So unfortunately, if one is dead, means there is no possibility of disposing the dead people also. There is no real ones. Relatives are also many. Something is just thrown away like any other dog or street dog or any other careless animal. When it is dead, we are throwing. We have been used to. Similarly, these dead bodies are also thrown mercilessly. But pray God, their lives rest in peace. In the we are unable to give them proper respect after their death. Next slide, please. So coming to this topic of Kolleru Lake, next slide, please. Next slide. Coming to this previous slide. Coming to this topic of Kolleru Lake, this Kolleru Lake is located in between the Krishna and Godavari estuaries, and it is very nearer to Rajahmundry. From Rajahmundry, you can come down to Bhimavaram, Ganapuram, and you can land into Kolleru Lake. Or from Vijayawada, go to Gudivada. From Gudivada, you can go to Kaikalur. Kaikalur has become the epicenter of from one side. So this Kolleru Lake has become the lifeline for starting of Blue Revolution aquaculture activity, and we have become #1 in the globally for producing Indian major carp. Globally #1 position because of Kolleru. It is a saucer type lake, and it is a pulsating lake. During rainy season, the catchment areas, Budameru, Tamileru, all these rivulets, along with irrigation, tail end canals of irrigation canal from Godavari and Krishna, they will come and unload the water into this pulsating lake, and lake will get refilled with water, and ultimately 3-4 months this water will be released into the Bay of Bengal through 160-kilometer long Upputeru Canal. So this technology of pulsating lake, storing water for collected during rainy season, storing for the months November, December, and January, definitely that is giving a lot of life to migratory birds. From Siberia, they used to come. Now we have occupied, we are encroaching that natural lake system with aquaculture activities. No more, we are competing with nature. No option, because increasing number of mouths We have to feed them. We have to take some shelter in the nature by, we have to deprive the nature, but partially we have to be responsible citizens. Definitely, we will come back with the restoration activities of this Kolleru Lake. But so far, this lake beauty is, it has given enough opportunities to become blue revolution established in Andhra Pradesh. That is the beauty of this lake Kolleru, located between two river systems, Ganga and Krishna and Godavari river systems. Thankful to the nature's gift given to Andhra Pradesh. Even after bifurcation from Telangana, our aquaculture has become a key player for the sustainability and the governmental support in terms of revenue for the farmers' benefit also. Next slide, please. My dear friends, the significance of Kolleru Lake area is, on an average, this figure holds back not only around 2010. This figure before 2010, around 2008 to 2010. Today, figures may be far outreach than the figures are shown here. On an average, 60-70 trucks are shown here, but today we are exporting on a daily basis 100 trucks. 100 truckలు పైన మనం ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ చేస్తా ఉన్నాము. Figures, these trucks, transportation trucks. Now, what you are seeing is polyurethane foam trucks. The technology, people use different technologies to export fish in safe condition to reach the consumer in a better quality than the traditional systems. Never in the records, never in the books, all these things are written. No book has written how to export shrimp or fish in trucks like this. Farmers only, they have invented, necessity made them to invent something. So we used to export, Kolleru market used to export trucks of fish to different places. Next slide will show you very clearly. Next slide, please. Yeah, this figure explains, self-explanatory, all in where it is located. Kolleru Lake, it is located in Andhra Pradesh very much. And we used to export so many places all over India. Delhi, you name Delhi, you name Mumbai, you name Gujarat, Ahmedabad, Kerala, or Goa, or Northeast, particularly Calcutta. Without Calcutta people, we must be thankful to West Bengal people and Northeast people. All our farmers are praying that their welfare, if they are very good, healthy, and they are affluent, they can buy our fish. But unfortunately, recently, our fish has been facing with competition. They are raising their own fish in their own areas. By making their own ponds. National Fisheries Development Board, NFDB, is supporting a lot of activities for the growth of fish at different places. So the growth of local ponds in West Bengal, Patna, or Northeast Assam, they are becoming competition to our fish. So slowly, in another 5 years, 10 years down the line, our fish may not be received at those places as healthily, as equally, because local fish, live fish, or healthy fish, local fish will become competition for our exported fish. So this has to be taken into consideration. My dear friends, farmers are going to face a lot of unremunerative prices, minimum support price, just like in paddy. Varidhanyanlo farmers, whatever they are producing, they are not getting remunerative price. They are demanding government of Andhra Pradesh to give them minimum support price, not profits. Minimum support. ఖర్చులకు వస్తే చాలు అనేటువంటి అడుగుతున్నారు. ఇవాళ ఫిష్ పొజిషన్ అట్లాగే ఉంది దగ్గరగా. Our fish farmers maybe shortly they may experience that sort of minimum support price demand from the government that is going. So we have to help the farmers with alternative fish species, variety of fishes, and remunerative varieties, or even export varieties. We have to show the lead with our research as students. We have to give maximum support to farmers. We have to work with farmers. We have to understand their problems. Then only farmers will become profitable. Otherwise, farmers will be leaving their activities. Aquaculture will become collapse. So my dear students, try to, because you are going to be the players, major players in 5 years, 10 years. So try to understand by looking at this diagram, how profitable our fish used to be, and slowly year after year we are losing our profits. Our farmers are getting just narrow margins or just production cost. Next slide, please. So this figure, some of you may be very clear, just to show you, once the fish production is made, farmer produces, from there how it is reaching to the consumer. whether it is consumer in Vijayawada market, consumer in Rajahmundry market, consumer in Kolkata market, consumer in Assam or Siliguri area. So there is every market chain is there. So once the fish is harvested, then it goes to the middlemen, that is buyers. So there will be different role players will be there, different levels of buyers. Wholesale buyers will be there. From wholesale, it will go to retail auction, through auction, and from the retailers it will go to vendors. So at every stage, farmers, whatever the farm price they are getting, if they are getting 100 rupees, by the time it is reaching the consumer, it is sold at around 180 rupees, 200, sometimes 200 rupees. So farm grade price is around 80 to 100 rupees only, but consumer is paying another 100 rupees. Where it is going, it is not reaching to the producer farmer, it is distributed by the all these players are value chain involved, these partners. So what I'm trying to say, if the fish is not harvested from Kolleru fish market, how many middlemen before the consumer, how many middlemen will lose their job or profitability? So once production is not sufficient, once you are producing 100 tons of fish, without selling it, you cannot make profits. So for selling fish, you need lot of interactions, lot of networking, lot of connectivity between the people. Without buyer, farmer cannot sell his own fish. So he cannot go on his own from Kaikaluru or Gudivada to West Bengal or Siliguri area. People do require, middlemen do require, transportation do require, harvesters do require. So every partner has his own responsible role in this connectivity between producer and consumer. So this, if you understand this connectivity of value chain, you will appreciate the proper 100 rupees without production. Farmer is making all his toil in producing the fish, but without any of these toils, middlemen are making profit of another 100 rupees production cost equal to. But that is their job, and that is why government of Andhra Pradesh is trying to remove all these middlemen with Raitu Bharosa Kendra. Today, fortunate enough to show in a newspaper, government of Andhra Pradesh announcement stating that live fish will be made available by the counters owned by government of Andhra Pradesh. So this middlemen margins will be definitely will be shared with producer farmer. Let us hope our government of Andhra Pradesh efforts will be definitely to help the farmer. No doubt middlemen also, where do they go? For 30 years, 40 years, middlemen are dependent on this trade only. If all of a sudden, if they are not allowed to become partner, definitely where their families go. So some partnership, or they may be given some appropriate role to their profitability. Without much profitability, they should also be made partners with their shops or something. Definitely government of Andhra will think of all this. Next slide, please. My dear friends, if you go for, మనం ఇప్పటివరకు మంచినీటి చేపల గురించి చెప్పుకున్నాం, ఉప్పునీటి రొయ్యల గురించి చెప్పుకున్నట్లయితే, this single slide is showing different activities of shrimp production. So some of you may be non-vegetarians and may be interested to eat and enjoying the shrimp also, though it is costly. But shrimp, whatever is produced, our Andhra Pradesh farmers are producing 4 lakh tons. 3 to 4 lakh tons is produced in Andhra Pradesh alone. 60% of total Indian production is from Andhra Pradesh only. So whatever we are producing, we are exporting. Government of India is benefited by earning foreign trade, foreign revenue. Our foreign exchange, we are investing foreign exchange for buying crude oil heavily. So for buying crude oil, we need foreign exchange reserves. Whatever you export, China is export has become so much glamorous exporter. You name anything on there, China is exporting. Like that, India also should become a valued partner for export. So aquaculture has become a major weapon to support government of Andhra Pradesh or government of India to earn foreign exchange by exporting shrimp of 7 lakh tons of shrimp. So for making production 7 lakh tons of shrimp, these hatcheries are essential, Artemia is essential, algal cultures are essential. So farmer production depends on how qualitatively shrimp seed is produced in hatchery, and that is how he will be producing within 100 days of time. He will be producing 50 count, that is 100, each shrimp weighing 20 grams or 25 grams or 30 grams. As the weight of the shrimp is increasing, farmer will get more profits. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So my dear friends, during COVID time, Kolleru area, how it is affected by COVID, because what you are seeing in this slide is lot of poultry manure, lot of this brood maize brewed by distilleries. That is distillery waste is coming to the ponds for feeding to the fish ponds. So all this bulk material, and the other side you are seeing the lime powder. So trucks and trucks loads of lime powder or poultry manure or this maize distillery waste or some other material. Next slide you will be seeing. Next slide, please. This DOB, de-oiled rice bran or groundnut oil cake, all these things have trucks and truckloads. If one truck of fish is produced, then you may have to find 3 or 4 truckloads of this material has to come to the pond. That means if 100 truckloads are exported from Andhra Pradesh, 400 truckloads of material, raw material has to come to farmers' ponds. So all this is operational cost. Truckloads, lot of movement is required. Transportation, road transportation is needed. Without that support, fish cannot grow. So all these affected if there is blockade or lockdown. So how to feed the fish? This has become a major problem to the fish farmer. So how many days they can starve the fish? Without feeding, they will not grow. Without growing, there will not be profitability to the farmer. So all this affected, and government of Andhra Pradesh has come to the rescue of Andhra Pradesh farmers by allowing this during lockdown. Also, truck operations are allowed if it is carrying either fish or fish raw material to the ponds. Next slide, please. So another raw material, a different photo, only same raw materials in a different. Next slide, please. Madam, am I permitted to another 10 minutes? Permission, madam, time slot, madam. Am I permitted? Hello? Hello? Madam? Hello, somebody is listening from the organizer side? Hello?
Sir, I am there. I'm listening to you, sir.
How many minutes time you can spare, madam? Another 10 minutes? Okay.
Another is 10 minutes. Okay, sir.
5 minutes also okay, madam. Because
10 minutes,
already okay. Please
okay,
remind me. Please remind me. I'll stop whenever you are telling. I will stop, madam. So, my dear friends, this is seed transportation. Seed is now located only produced for the entire country requirements, state requirements to a great extent, in neighboring states requirements also. Seed is produced to a great extent in only one area, that is Gudivada, Kaikaluru, Akividu area, Bhujibalpatnam, Kalidindi area only. So for all these places, seed has to be transported. My dear friends, listen here. During recently, transportation also affected, because live seed transportation, we need oxygen cylinders. Without oxygen cylinder support, lorries cannot transport this live fish seed in containers for long distances. Government of Andhra Pradesh, Government of India has restricted. Don't give oxygen cylinders to other than COVID patients. Don't use oxygen cylinders for any other purpose. So this area is one area affected by seed transportation got blocked. And also nowadays you are eating fish in live condition. Either you name any town, let it be Rajamandri, Bhimavaram, Guntur, Elur, or Vijayawada, or Vinukonda, or Satyanapalli, or Visakhapatnam, everywhere our fishermen are trying to carry live fish. So for that live fish to keep you satisfied with the live condition, fish in live condition, they need oxygen cylinders. So for some time there was a strong restriction or ban for usage of oxygen cylinders. This is one area where we suffered, our fishermen or suppliers suffered, sea transportation suffered during this COVID. Next slide. Next slide, please. Yeah, lot of sea transportation into the Kolleru deeper areas. So this is a bulk transportation of seed. All these things require a lot of manpower and continuous. We don't know. There is no time limitation. If seed may come anytime, and we have to be ready to carry it and to release into the fish pond. Without releasing in shortest time possible, seed will die. So a lot of risk is it. That is why aquaculture industry, Food and Agriculture Organization has defined aquaculture industry as high risk business. Fish compared to agriculture, fish culture is high risk business. Compared to fish culture, shrimp culture is more high risk business. You can produce cinema with small hero. You may be investing less. You can make cinema with Pawan Kalyan or Mahesh Babu or NTR or whoever it is, budget goes up or Bahubali. So if it is not making in a box office, the producer will be selling all his property, he will become pauper. So something like that, more riskier than making cinema. Aquaculture industry is not that easy. So it is high risk business. So people have committed suicides by losing their money because of diseases or floods for whatever reasons. So some people have lost their life, not because of COVID, but because of losses incurred during this floods condition or disease condition, white spot virus, to name one example in shrimp culture. Next slide, please. So these are plastic containers waiting for this transportation of seed in Bujapalapatnam area between Kaikaluru and Aqueduct zone. You will find a lot of these trucks ready for transportation. All this has become stalled because of COVID activities. Next slide, please. Yeah, harvesting doesn't go with 1 or 2 people or 10 people, 15, 20, 50 people, depends on the size of the pond you are going to harvest, depends on the size of the material you are harvesting. See how many people. So COVID danger is there. Nobody, so many people, some of these people might have lost their lives during this first phase or second phase of COVID, but still they are trying their best, and we have to pray God to make the dead people their soul rest in peace, but we have to take proper care. Life is very valuable. Human life is highly valuable. Let us be cautious and let us be precautious to save our lives. Let us live first. Then only we can carry out all these activities. But this involves a lot of. Government of India has given a lot of guidelines. MPEDA has given guidelines. Food and Agriculture Organization has given guidelines. But unfortunately, in India, so many illiterates are working in our industry. We have to educated people, have to guide them properly to make them, if there are any indication of cold or sneezing or cough, we have to rest, we have to give them rest, we have to give them some salary to make them rest in their house. Aquaculture industry should not lose people because of COVID, because aquaculture activity involves with a lot of people related activity. 29 to nearly 2 crores of people are involved in this industry all over India, whether it is fish culture or shrimp culture. Sorry for the inconvenience. This next slide, please. So, see how many people are around the net. So these are a lot of people activity, not only investment, high risk business, but a lot of people's activity. Without these people's involvement, harvested metal cannot be reaching to the safely to the consumer. Next slide, please. Try to understand the value of human labor in this harvesting process, transportation process. Next slide. Murali Mohan Garu, thank you for all your support in transferring the slides. It seems your screen. Thank you, Murali Mohan Garu. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Hello, next slide, please. Hello. Hello.
Murli Mohan, sir. Okay, I'll continue, sir, for you. Wait.
Let me stop here, madam. Is this sufficient? Thank you for the opportunity given to me. I think our yeah. Sometimes if the fish is dead, all the fish what you are seeing here is dead fish. Please, previous. Okay. Thank you, madam. I wish your students will be benefited by the industrial employment, or they become owners of the.
Sir, I'm sharing the screen for you, sir. Where did it stop? Please let me know.
Next.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah. I'm next. Go.
I'm going down. Okay.
Down, madam. Go down. Go down, madam.
Yeah.
Go down. Go down. Still. Yes, madam. Go down. Go down. Still, go down. Yeah. This this one. Large fish shown in the dead or live. Large fish, madam. Before this. Yes. This slide only, madam. It is dead fish. If 100 tons of fish is dying all of a sudden during early monsoon season, or due to devo depletion, or due to some diseases, where to dump this fish? Just like COVID patients, at some time, our graveyards were not sufficient to handle the dead bodies. Like that, where this 100 tons of dead fish will be thrown by the farmer, it is very tough job. So instead of making them dead, he wants to keep all these fish live, healthy, and he wants to make them live, and he wants to make them reach the consumer. So sometimes accidents do happen, and sometimes tons of fish may be dying also. Next slide, please. Next slide, ma'am.
Yes, I'm doing that phase.
No. PowerPoint mode, full screen mode, ma'am.
I'm searching for that only, sir. Yes.
Okay, no problem. Bottom it is there. So here you can see the difference between a healthy prawn, healthy shrimp, and no problem. Madam, if shall we stop here? Our time constraint is there. We'll stop.
You can take another 5 minutes, sir, so that we'll
Okay. Yeah, next.
give you a
Yeah,
complete.
stop here, madam. And one second. See, difference between a healthy shrimp and a diseased shrimp. One is transparent, another is not transparent. So they're like our bodies only. They do get bacterial infection. They do get viral infection. They do die. They do recover also. Their body defense mechanism is there, just like our immune system. But unfortunately, they don't have acquired immunity or immunological memory is not there. Only they are living with this innate immunity only. They don't have immunological memory. So that is why we cannot vaccinate shrimps. Here you can see in a specific condition, fish will come to the surface. Farmer tries to operate the boat so that fish will get some sufficient support of oxygen. If during COVID time, if the problem accident like this comes, who will come to rescue the farmer? Farmer himself cannot do, because the motor has to be operated, diesel has to be brought to the pond farm, and it has to be operated. If there is any mechanical problem, we have to call the mechanic. Within 2 hours, the fish may die. So these are all risk factors farmer is facing. Next slide. Next slide. Ma'am. Next slide. Hello. Yes. Live transportation of live morels, morel like perches or anabas, testudinius, all these fish we used to survive. Our fishermen, Kolleru fishermen used to get a lot of profits by exporting live fish to the Howrah market. How about their survival, livelihood? And these are all seasonal activity. If the season passes out, there is no scope for them to harvest the fish from nature or to sell to the market. It cannot be stored in their houses. So all these things got seriously affected. Government of India has taken all these things into consideration. Government of Andhra Pradesh also trying its best to give alternative permissions to allow them to run the trains also, to run the trucks also. So that way we have to thankful the government of AP and India. Next slide. Vijay, next slide. Yes, these are some of the diseases. Sometimes become very. Next slide. Next slide. Go fast. Next. So sometimes we see how previous. One more slide. Next. Come back. Come backward, not your opposite direction. Backward. You are going forward. Come back. Next. Down. One more down. Next slide.
Sir,
Next.
see.
We are going backward, madam. Come forward. Opposite direction. You slide. Navigate the slides.
I have net problem. Actually, it is
okay.
not moving.
Let us stop here.
1 minute. Sir, adi nokku nanelu. You're not. Sir, where should I stop, sir? Please let me know.
Go.
Oh, okay.
Inka.
The last slide.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am. And sorry for all the inconvenience. I am unable to position myself properly. And I am failed to follow my brother's presentation, Dr. Ram Mohan. And thanks for all your special efforts during COVID time for this Zoom meeting, and you have benefited all your students. And I appreciate your initiative. And I thank all the university officers and all your departmental colleagues also for making this Zoom conference. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks.
Thank you very much, sir, for your presentation. And thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful lecture on this Colliery Lake.
The students ఉపయోగపడుతుంది అనుకుంటున్నారండి?
Sir, feedback తీసుకుంటాను, sir. Actually, there's a feedback. form is there, which will be given at the end of the webinar. And soon after I collect that, I'll be back to you, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for sparing your time. And in spite of so many hurdles, you joined the webinar and you have presented it. Thank you so much for a motivation speech lecture. First of all, you are making the students aware, like exact picture you have given, like how many problems are there to start aquaculture. And it's not that easy. You have compared with the cine field also. And really, it was really good presentation, sir. Thank you once again, sir, for your support and for gracing this webinar in spite of a busy schedule. Thank you very much, sir. Now I invite Dr. I.J. and Padmavati Madam to introduce Biba Bore Madam, Dr. Biba Bore Madam from Assam University of Agriculture University, Assam. Over to you, Dr. I.J. and Padmavati Madam.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Madam, is it audible?
You're audible. You're
Yeah.
audible.
Thank you, madam. Okay. Good afternoon to one and all. It's my pleasure to introduce our speaker, speaker, Dr. Biba Shetty Bora, who is presently working as Principal Scientist and Officer in charge of the Fisheries Research Center, Assam Agricultural University, Assam. She has 34 years of experience in the field of fisheries and aquaculture and completed successfully 24 projects funded by different organizations, including ICR, World Bank, DBT, etc., and developed a good number of farmers-friendly fish culture technologies, innovative carp hatchery, fish population, culture and breeding technology of several indigenous fish species. She has published 83 research publications, 6 books, 5 booklets, and 40 book chapters, and a good number of popular or extension articles. She is a life member of 15 professional societies and has been awarded or honored with Best Researcher Award of Assam Agricultural University in 2017, Professor B.N. Pandey Medal Award by the Zoological Society of India in 2019, and Best Scientist Award of the Society of Life Sciences, Satna, Madhya Pradesh in 2019. She has been elected as the Honorary Fellow of the Zoological Society in the 72nd Annual General Meeting in 2018. She has been conferred Honorary Fellow of the Society of Life Sciences in 2018, and she has attended around 58 or more of national and international seminars and conferences. With this, I would like to invite our speaker, Dr. Biba Shetty Bora, to deliver her presentation to the participants. Thank you, madam. Over to Dr. Biba, madam.
Madam.
Hello.
Hello, madam. Welcome. Happy to see you.
Good afternoon to everyone.
Okay.
Namaskar.
Over to you, madam.
Yeah, I'm fine. Just a second. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, and greetings from Northeast region of India. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers of this important national webinar on COVID-19 impact on aquaculture for giving me this opportunity to share a few words with all of you on a very pertinent topic in today's context, that is the impact of COVID-19 lockdown on aquaculture of any region of India, with particular reference to Assam. Okay, I am audible to you all?
Yeah, audible, and the screen is also visible, madam. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. So, a brief introduction about the Northeast region of India. As you know, this Northeast region of India is the easternmost region of the country, representing a geographic and political and administrative division of the country. And this region is comprised of 8 landlocked states, that is Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura, and Sikkim. And this region is connected to the rest of the country through a narrow corridor called as the second snake at the Siliguri corridor. This region is bordered by 5 ASEAN countries: the Bhutan, China, Myanmar, Nepal, and Bangladesh. And as you know, that there is diverse topography ranging from vast plains of Assam and Tripura, upland flat valley of Manipur, to hilly and mountainous regions of Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, and Sikkim. And this region is situated in the eastern Himalayan region between longitude and latitude, and covering 2.62 lakh square kilometer area, which is around 7.97, around 8% of the total area of the country. There are some unique features of the region also, because this region differs significantly from other parts of country in physiographic, agroclimatic, demographic, socioeconomic features. As you know, this region lies in the highest rainfall area of the world, and so there is very high rainfall from 1,500 millimeter to 6,002 millimeter, average of 2,068 millimeter. And there is acidic soil and water, pH is very low, between 4 to 6, and a seasonal variation in temperature from sub-zero to 39 degrees centigrade in different seasons. These are the characteristic features of this region. And total population is around 4% of country's population as per census of 2011. So this region is actually lies in 2 of the 34 biodiversity hotspots of the world. So it is a biodiversity hotspot as listed by Biodiversity International. It is the Hindu-Burma hotspot, includes the 6 northeast states: Assam, Mizoram, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Manipur, and Tripura. Then in the Himalayan hotspot, the northern part of Assam, then Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh lies in the Himalayan hotspot. And then regarding freshwater fish biodiversity, the region is recognized as one of the hotspots for freshwater fish biodiversity of the world. Recent report enlisted 422 fish species from belonging to 133 genera and 38 families. So this is the fish biodiversity of Northeast region, a state-wise fish diversity. This depicts that the Manipur has the highest fish biodiversity, followed by Assam and Arunachal Pradesh. So the economic status of the region, the agriculture and allied activities, including fisheries and aquaculture, are the major economic activities of the region. In spite of a vast resource and scope for development, the region exhibits slow economic growth for different reasons. And all the states of the region experiences devastating flood every year. And out of the different states, Assam is the highest flood affected in the region and is among the top 5 flood affected states of the country. So there is challenges due to the impact of climate change also. The state level climate change trends in India indicated that there is significant increase in annual mean temperature in several states of Northeast India, like Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, and Tripura. And the highest increase in annual mean temperature was recorded in Sikkim, followed by Manipur. Then there is changes in rainfall pattern too. Then significant change in annual and seasonal rainfall pattern recorded in recent years, decreasing trend in states like Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, and Nagaland, and increasing trend in Meghalaya, Manipur, Tripura, and Mizoram. The highest increase in annual rainfall was recorded in Meghalaya. So there are challenges due to the change in the climate. The fisheries potential of this region, as you know, there's a very rich in water resources. And these water resources harbor 422 fish species, out of which 160 species are endemic, reported to be endemic. And majority of the population being fish eater, there is very high demand for fresh fish as well as fish products. And there is tremendous scope exists for developing fisheries and aquaculture as one of the major economic activities. So this is a trend of fish production in Northeast region in last 10 years. Although there is a steady growth in the sector, substantial gap persists in between production and domestic demand in different states of the region, except in Assam, because in Assam in 2019-20 it is reported to be self-sufficient. The gap is met by, in different stages, met by importing fish from other parts of the country like Arunachal Pradesh, West Bengal, etc., as well as from neighboring country also like Bangladesh. And among the northeast states, Assam is the highest fish producer. Around 70% of the total production of the region is actually contributed by Assam. And this state is most populous state of the region, Assam. That means the Assam is the most populous state of the region, and second largest in area of the among the states of the region, with a population of 31 crore, 169 to 200 numbers as per census 2011. And this is said to be the most advantageous state in the Northeast region for developing fisheries and aquaculture as a major industry. And now a little bit about the state of Assam. The economy of the state of Assam largely depends on the agriculture and allied activities like fisheries, livestock husbandry, sericulture, etc. And majority of the farming community are marginal farmers who have land holdings less than 1 hectare, and around 18.3% are small farmers, person land holding 1 to 2 hectare only. And this state is bestowed with vast and varied freshwater resources, which covering around 5.5 lakh hectare. 2 major river systems, as you know, the river Brahmaputra and Barak, and floodplain wetlands, reservoirs, ponds, low-lying paddy fields, etc., are the major resources for fish production. And in this state, there is fish biodiversity comprising of 311 species, and very high demand of fish prevails as 95% of population is non-vegetarian, with particular preference for fish. Now, about aquaculture sector in Assam. Aquaculture in Assam is mostly traditional. Of course, recently some technological intervention is there, and majority there are climate-dependent farming system. Major cultural resources is earth and rain-fed ponds, with majority small and homestead ponds. Other cultural resources, reservoirs, floodplain wetland, low-lying paddy fields, etc. Majority family-based, small, low external input-based farming. Productivity lower than national average, primarily due to inherent problems. Of course, there is vast scope for boosting fish farming as a major economic activity. So these are the major fish species cultured: Indian major carps, minor carps like Labiogonius, Labio calvoso. Exotic species are also there, the commonly silver carp, grass carp, common carp, Pointer javanicus, etc. Air-breathing species and Abastis, Clarius magur, Murens, etc. Exotic species like Paku and Rupsanda, Pangasius, these are recently introduced. Exotic indigenous ornamental species in negligible numbers. Then major fish farming technologies in place are semi-intensive composite culture is the most common. Then integration with different livestock, that is also common in different farms. And integrated fish cum paddy farming is also commonly done. Integrated fish cum horticulture crop farming, fish-based multiple commodity farming system, case or pelt culture, then biofloc technology, RAS, that is circulatory aquaculture system, then aquaponics system. These are some new intervention in the sector. So this is a photograph of a well-managed integrated fish farm in Assam. Integration with horticultural crops, as you have seen, bananas are there, then betel nuts, and different kind of horticultural crops are in the embankment. So trend of fish production in Assam in last decade exhibiting 53.4% growth over the years. So technological intervention and implementation of developmental schemes, including the Blue Revolution mission, resulted in steady growth in fish production in the state, marching towards achieving the goal of self-sufficiency in 2019-20, as well as emerging as the best state in ANI, as declared by the Government of India on the World Fisheries Day 2020, as a best state in Northeast region. So about now COVID-19 lockdown crisis in 2020 first, The COVID-19 pandemic created an unprecedented disruption, as you know, there in all spheres of the life and livelihood people of the country as a whole. And to curb the spread of COVID-19, the government of India initiated strict lockdown in March 25, 2020, initially for 21 days, and later extended up to June 8. Then activities normally done during the period, these are the general activities done during this period of lockdown. And then in culture fisheries, harvesting and marketing of table fish, sale of carried over fish seed, common crab seed, good stock raising, procurement of input and preparation for induced breeding. So these are commonly done during this season. And activities during this period in the culture sector, induced breeding of using different kind of hormone and seed production of cultivable fish species, carps, catfish, etc. As you know, the normal breeding season extends from April to July in this region, and which peak during May to June. So during the lockdown period, the peak breeding season was there. When the normal in the normal situation, the breeding is done, induced breeding is done during this period. And under harvesting and transportation and sale of fish at different stages is done during this period. And pond preparation and pre-stocking management of culture pond. This is also done during this period. Seed stocking in culture pond, post-stocking management, then procurement and transportation of inputs for fish culture, precautionary measures for protection of fish in flat-front areas. This is also important activity. This is during this period. So these are the precautionary measures that are taken by fish farmers in the flat-front areas. Erection of nylon net in bamboo poles, cage for fish or fish seed, shifting and harvesting to avoid loss in flood, fish segregation, attraction measures, procurement of the required inputs, and insurance of livestock and fish crop. Under this COVID pandemic situation, lockdown situation, a study was undertaken to assess the impact of lockdown on the different activities of aquaculture sector in Assam during 2020. And it was conducted by collecting data through social media, telephonic conversation, and online survey among 3 groups of respondents, fish farmers, fish producers and growers, and also consumers. And they are selected randomly from different districts of Assam during the lockdown periods, extending from March to June. This is the location of study. So these are the status of aquaculture and fisheries of Assam during lockdown period. So different restrictions were imposed during different duration. And these are the activities normally done and problems faced in different areas. So there is problem of mobility. There is because there is a restriction in all movement and all activity except in emergency services. So input, there is a problem in input supply system, table fish marketing, transportation of sale of fish seed, flood mitigation measures, farm and pond management practices, etc., etc. And during the lockdown too also, so similar kind of challenges were there. Then the harvesting, marketing, induced breeding and seed production with limited workforce by maintaining protocol to be done. Restriction in inter-district movement also. So restricted all transportation of fish seed, table fish input, etc. And allowed in lockdown, there was heavy pre-monsoon rain during that period, causing pond management practices difficult. So during lockdown 3, all challenges were there above, and along with COVID-19, initial flooding started during the lockdown period, worsening the situation. So these are the resultant impact in lockdown 1. Water quality deterioration was there. The weed infestation reported in all the ponds, almost all the ponds. Recorded fish mortality due to lack of management, lack of supplementary feed, etc. And the unavailability of table fish for consumption due to supply chain disruption. Seed produced are kept from previous years as a credit for seeds, could not be sold in due time. Unavailability of essential inputs for culture and post-stocking management. Preparation and activities for induced breeding and seed production either delayed or hampered. Then during lockdown 2, seed production sector could not be geared up due to lack of timely preparation, unavailability of inputs. Other activities could not be revamped due to the restriction of mobility imposed, as well as protocols like social distancing. Mortality and loss of fish was recorded due to lack of proper management and timely disposal. Unavailability of inputs for breeding, seed raising, and grower culture were hampered the activities. A major setback in all the fish culture related activities were recorded. Then during lockdown 3 also, as in lockdown 2, all the challenges were there. And in addition to loss of cultured fish and fish seed along with pond management issues due to lockdown, and fish farmers to fish seed producers suffered from acute financial crisis. Unavailability of table fish also for consumers due to movement restriction, market closure, etc. So this is a photograph of heavy weed infestation due to improper management during the lockdown period. Deterioration of water quality leading to algal bloom due to improper management during the lockdown period in the culture pond. So this is the response of farmers who is against these problems faced during the lockdown period. And it has been reported that around 100% of the respondents said yes for lack of transportation was a major cause of problem faced during the lockdown. And manpower crisis was there, economic loss was there. 100% farmers agreed to it. The time is over.
You can take another 5 minutes, madam. You can take.
Okay. So this is the response of the fish seed sector. Around 100% said there is the economic loss due to the lockdown imposed due to lack of transportation and marketing and sale of fish seed in time. So this is the overall impact the lockdown imposed to control spread of COVID-19 pandemic from 25th March has tremendous impact on every spheres of fisheries and aquaculture sector, resulting in livelihood crisis for fish farmers, fishers, and retailers, and drastic impact on day-to-day essential nutrition availability for the fish-loving population of the region. So this is some way forward. Homestead small-scale fish farming is one of the effective options to cope with the kind of nutritional crisis brought by the lockdown. And sustainable technologies managed with low input and power, that is like integrated livestock fish farming, natural feed-based farming, biofuel-based farming, peripheral-based fish farming, etc. This may be sustainable under that condition. So this is a small scale is homestead fish farming based farming for nutritional security. During 2021 also there is partial lockdown from 20th April 2020. So similar challenges are faced by the fish farmers of the region, especially for fish farmers of Assam. So for revamping the sector, I think that in post-COVID-19 period, steps to be taken to rehabilitate, reorganize, and reconstruct the sector, and to mitigate the impact of lockdown. And government and non-government organizations should take appropriate steps to provide support for strengthening the sector at different level. And priority should be given to develop and popularize location-specific sustainable fish farming technology systems, climate resilient technology, responsible utilization of resources, strengthening the disaster management system, etc. So thank you very much. This is a bit about the impact of lockdown.
Okay. Thank you very much,
on
madam.
the sector. Okay. Thank you to you also.
Thank you very much for your presentation. As you have really given in detail about the hurdles of the Northeast Asia, Northeast India, how they are suffering with the COVID as well as flooding. And thank you for sharing the response that you have received from the seed producers. And you have also given us detailed about the first lockdown and second lockdown problems faced by the farmers, aqua farmers. Thank you for sparing your time and joining with us. If there are any questions, I'll just post you, madam, and I'll get it clear. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Thank you.
And glad to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I now invite Dr. Mataredi sir, senior faculty of the department, to give his message to the participants. Over to you, Mataredi sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, you're audible. Please switch on your video also, sir.
Yeah, it's a wonderful conference, webinar, and all the speakers gave very good lectures on contemporary topics in aquaculture. Really, we are all thankful to you. And students also learned a lot from these lectures. And most of the speakers gave the contemporary data related to aquaculture that will be much useful to the students, because in the textbooks, the old data will be available, but the latest data, the current data, what you presented, is very much useful to the students. Thank you once again for giving wonderful lectures. Thank you, Dr. Vijayanathan, for conducting a very good webinar. Thank you. Over to Dr. Vijayanathan.
Thank you, sir, for your message to the participants. Really, we are thankful to you for being a big support during our organizing this webinars continuously for 3 days. Thank you very much. And now we'll the next part of the webinar, we'll go to the concluding part. I invite Dr. IJ and Padmavati, Department of Biochemistry, to propose vote of thanks.
Madam,
Over to you, Padma.
is it Sridhar or madam? Sridhar.
You're, oh, sorry.
Dr. Sridhar.
Sorry. I invite Dr. Sridhar to propose vote of thanks.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Sorry, Sridhar, sir.
No, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon to one and all. It's my privilege to propose vote of thanks. My immense pleasure to convey my sincere gratitude to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor M. Jagannatha Rao sir, for encouraging us to conduct this type of webinars in order to explore various research areas and generate awareness among the participants, especially our students, to get motivated to enter into research field after their master's program. I express my sincere thanks to respected Registrar, Professor T. Ashok sir, for giving this opportunity and all the logistic support for conducting this webinar program. I would like to convey my immense gratitude to our today's invited eminent delegates and experts from prestigious research and academic institutions for their acceptance to share their knowledge to our participants of the national webinar on COVID-19 impact on aquaculture practices, challenges and opportunities, spending all your precious time despite of your busy schedule. On behalf of Adikavi Nannaya University, I thank Dr. Ram Mohan Rao sir, Deputy Director of Fisheries, retired, and Chief Consultant, Sunrise Aqua Labs. Professor P. Haribabu sir, retired Faculty of Fisheries Science, SVA Veterinary University. Professor K. Veeraya sir, Department of Aquaculture, Acharya Nagarjuna University. Dr. Dhiba Chetia Bora, Principal Scientist, Assam Agriculture University, for inspiring and enlightening the participants with your effective and informative presentations, because you are cover all the aspects related to the aquaculture pandemic situations, challenges and opportunities, and for this one. And next, I convey my sincere thanks to Principal Dr. K. Rameshwari Madam Garu, and I convey my sincere thanks to Dr. Mataredi sir for your valuable message and support. I convey my sincere thanks to our today's convener and head of the Department of Life Sciences, Dr. P. Vijayanathan Madam, who is instrumental for conducting this program. And also thank you, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. I thank all the other faculty members and my dear colleagues of Life Science departments for their contribution and continuous support in organizing this webinar. I also thank all my dear students and other participants, supporting staff, webmaster, press and media of Aditya Vinaya University for your patience and support in attending the webinar, making it a grand success. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Sridhar, sir, for your word of thanks. I once again thank all the participants for your patience listening to the lectures, and all the faculty members of life sciences for being as a team member. With the support of you, I could organize this webinars continuously for 3 days. And thank you one and all. The webinar is